The geology of the Earth is not only beautiful, but it gives us a rich history of what our planet used to look like. Since it would be nearly impossible to get an exact date on when every rock was formed, geologists use shortcuts. Imagine a family with 4 children. While you might not know their exact age in years, you could determine who is older or younger based on their height. This is similar to the principle of superposition. Rocks at the top of a unit had to be placed on top of pre-existing rocks at the bottom of the unit. This means that rocks on the bottom are older relative to the rocks above them. Another important principle is that of original horizontality, meaning that each layer was horizontal when it was deposited. Sometimes you'll see a wavy line or a stark contrast between 2 types of rock. This is called a disconformity, and it indicates a period of erosion in the rock. This erosion must have occurred before the layers on top were deposited. Sometimes you'll see layers of rock that are at an angle. Because of original horizontality, we know that these rocks were deposited horizontally, but they have since been tilted. A boundary between horizontal and angled rocks is known as an angular unconformity. Another important principle is that of cross-cutting relationships. Anything that cuts through layers of rock must have occurred after those rocks were deposited. Usually, this is in the form of dikes or faults. This image shows a fault that has cut through a dike of igneous rock. Now it's your turn to create an imagined cross-sectional area of rock. The way I like to do it is I like to take a scratch piece of paper and start with the oldest layers of rock. I then slowly sketch out how each event happened. As I do this, I include faults, dikes, and other events. This allows me to keep track of the history of the rock as I go along, just to make sure that it makes sense. Make sure that you can label which layers are the oldest and which are the youngest. I'm excited to see the creations you come up with. It should look something like these examples. Have fun!